Hello, you beautiful bastards, and welcome to my so-called show. Video game adaptations have come a long way in the last 30 years, and despite the fact they rarely work out, that still didn't stop some from being genuinely decent. All guilty pleasures. Which brings me to one popular adaptation, Sonic the Hedgehog, from the old Sega games. Despite starting off with a few missteps in pre-production, it listened to the fans, overcame its problems by redesigning the character, and the first was a smash hit, spawning a successful sequel, and I'm not gonna lie, I liked them both more than I expected, but could the third entry match the success of the first two, or will Mufasa succeed? I'm sorry. Well, slutty ladies and not-so-gentlemen, let's find out with Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
This ends now.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 sees our spiky hero voiced by Ben Schwartz and his equally spiky pals Tails and Knuckles, played by Colin O'Shaughnessy and Idris Elba, as well as his not-so-spiky pals Tom and Maddie, played by James Marsden and Tika Sumpter, as they try to stop another spiky bastard named Shadow, played by this legend, who has awakened from his cryogenic sleep and is out for revenge. Unfortunately, Sonic ends up getting his ass kicked. He meets up with Colonel Walter, played by Tom Butler, who hands him a MacGuffin which could lead to the very thing that could sort this whole mess out. But after bumping into Robotnik Stooge, the Goat Milker, they're forced into forming an unlikely alliance with their old enemy, Dr. Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey, in order to find the other piece to the MacGuffin. But is Robotnik to be trusted? And is Shadow being played by a not-so-spoiler villain we saw in the trailer? It's Robotnik's granddad, you know this. Or will there, or won't there be another end credit sequence that hints at another sequel? Oh, it's gonna happen, come on, they're gonna milk this fucking franchise. And I'm probably gonna end up seeing it anyway. And so will you. So who gives a fuck? Sonic 3 is pure, unpretentious fun that knows its audience, knows what it is, and still comes across passionately made with decent messages about overcoming pain, not letting vengeance consume you, redemption and belonging. The regular cast once again nail their roles, and they have not lost that same chemistry they had in the last one. Schwartz is still likeably goofy as Sonic, Colin O'Shaughnessy still brings an adorable charm as Tails, and Idris Elba brings the deadpan laughs as the stoic Knuckles.
Commander Walters is requesting Team Sonic's immediate assistance.
Team Sonic? Who picked that name?
And James Marsden and Tika Sumpter are still reliably endearing as Tom and Maddie. Jim Carrey once again brings the rubber-faced antics as Dr. Robotnik, and even though it's basically Carey playing Carey, he still gets some funny one-liners.
Whomever this party-pooping posse is looking for has stolen my persona and the precious babies from my egg sac. Well, I'll soon exact my revenge. You see what I did there?
Also, not spoiler, it's the Robotnik's granddad, was also surprisingly fun, and you could tell Jim Carrey was having a ball playing these dual roles. And I do like the fact that Gerald Robotnik is more subdued in comparison to his more hyper grandson, yet he still never loses that Jim Carrey-ness. And even the relationship between the Goat Milker and Ivo Robotnik is given some layers, which led to some very funny moments that made me laugh while also feeling a little sorry for this poor bastard. Keanu Reeves is actually well cast as Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah, Reeves was never the best actor, but he does bring the right amount of brooding, intimidation, and tragedy to his performance, and he does prove to be a powerful adversary to Sonic, causing Sonic to almost become as vengeful as him.
What did you do?
What I had to.
And I kind of admire that the film went a little darker, yet still never to a point where it took itself too seriously. The action is fun, energetic, creative, and there's plenty of meta humour that are genuinely funny, even though it can verge on Deadpool levels of overdrive at times. And Kristen Ritter is incredibly wooden in this, and as much as I like her as an actress, I pretty much forgot she was in this movie. And while the messages they're trying to convey are well executed, they are spelt out and very cliched, but the actors still deliver the cliched lines with some sincerity. So while it's not the best film ever, there are more smartly written movies out there, especially for the kids. But overall, like our Spiky hero, this film is fun, fast-paced, and also a very charming little caper. And whether you are Northern English or not, thanks for watching. And do remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and to ring that bell in order to be notified. And if you wish to further support this channel, then the links are in the description below. But right now, that's me done, and I'm off to the pub.